Coming up next on Newswatch.
The Athens Police Department has more information on the serial sex offender. And local activists are taking a different stance to stop fracking.
And in sports, women's college basketball wrapped up last night. One team is collecting titles and breaking records. Find out who when Newswatch starts right now.
Broadcasting live from WOUB TV in Athens. This is Newswatch.
The Athens Police Department has a new sketch of the Athens serial sex offender. Good evening, I'm Erica King, and thank you for joining us. APD released a new profile using DNA imaging of Athens serial sex offender earlier this afternoon. The images and profile for the suspect are based on a DNA profile of evidence APD obtained. The hairstyle and the hat were described by at least one of the victims. The suspect is described as a white male in his late 20s to early 30s, standing at 5'8" to 5'9" and weighing about 160 pounds. The new imaging gives that he has fair skin, green or hazel eyes, reddish brown or blonde hair, and a 50% chance he has freckles. When the new image was shown to police officers, some said he looked familiar, according to Chief Tom Pyle. The investigation started in January and is still ongoing. Anyone with information is asked to call 740-564-2208 to provide information to police. To provide information to detectives, you can call at 740-592-3313. Local anti-fracking activists are making sure their voices are heard. Athens County Fracking Action Network rented a billboard that reads, quote, "Frack our national forests, no Wayne," end quote. The billboard is located across from the Wayne National Forest headquarters on Route 33. The group is against fracking wells in Wayne National Forest, something that has been considered by the Bureau of Land Management. ACFAN's Heather Cantino says the forest supervisor, Tony Scardina, needs to listen to the community and not the industry.
We will keep hounding him and we will fight him in every way possible and educate him. He apparently needs a lot of education. He apparently either doesn't understand or is not willing to acknowledge the role that public forests play in protecting climate, and he needs to do the research, and we will keep at it as we have for the last 5 years.
Cantino says the billboard can be seen through the Scardina's office. The city of Marietta is taking security measures preparing for Governor Kasich's State of the State address tonight. This is the first time a governor, who is also a presidential candidate, has visited Southeast Ohio. The city is excited but wants to make sure the event goes smoothly.
The governor is set to deliver the State of the State address this evening in downtown Marietta. This is Kasich's first official visit to Southeast Ohio as governor, and the GOP presidential candidate is causing a buzz.
Because involved now with him is the Secret Service people. So we've been dealing with Secret Service and also with the State Patrol, which is his bodyguard, so to speak, in Columbus. So it means a little bit more today that with the Secret Service being here. But, you know, they're very protective of what they do.
Marietta is always hopping with activities. Today alone, 39 unrelated events are scheduled. But Marietta Police Chief Rodney Hubb says Kasich's arrival is definitely the main attraction.
I think obviously as the governor of the state and also as a presidential candidate, his event is not only the main event, but the driving force for the majority of the other events that are occurring.
With Governor Kasich giving the State of the State speech at People's Bank Theater right behind me. Whether you're a Democrat or Republican, there will be a lot of people flooding in to downtown Marietta.
We only expect about 1,000 people to be actually involved in the state of the state address, because that's the seating capacity of the theater.
Marietta PD will also be working with the Ohio State Highway Patrol on crowd control. Chief Hubb says because of the high-profile status of the event, the Marietta Police Department is doing its best to ensure the safety of the event.
The address starts at 7 tonight at the People's Bank Theater in downtown Marietta.
figure out what season we're in. Are we in spring? Are we in fall? Are we in summer? Are we in winter? And that's pretty much what this month is all about. And that's what we're seeing right now in our weather. As you take a look at what's going on right now, you see that we have a changing weather pattern. We have a cold front approaching the area, and some of you in our listening area, viewing area right now are seeing the showers and thunderstorms in some spots, and that is going to continue for most of the evening. And what we're going to see with that and the front and the falling barometer means we're going to see a change in our weather yet again, folks. It's time to get back on the weather roller coaster, and I'll let you know if we are able to have a safe trip into warmer weather in just a few moments. Back to you, Erica.
Thank you, Jeremy. We have an update regarding the recaptured Nelsonville inmate. A Hocking County grand jury will decide if John Modi will face a new charge of escape, which is a third-degree felony. Hocking County Prosecutor William Archer confirmed Modi's case will be presented but declined to comment on charges until after the review. Modi was arrested on March 28th at an abandoned Nelsonville gas station. Since being recaptured, he has moved out of the prison and is currently being held in the Southern Ohio Correctional Facility in Lucasville. The Athens County Sheriff's Office and members of the Hocking Major Crimes Unit busted a methamphetamine manufacturing operation in Albany. According to a news release, authorities received multiple tips about suspicious activity at 3613 Enloe Street. They found that a 24-year-old Joshua F. Little and 36-year-old Ryan Shipley were purchasing items commonly used to produce methamphetamine. Little had a warrant out for his arrest for stolen property. Shipley had a warrant out of Hocking County. Both have been taken to the Southeastern Ohio Regional Jail. There is a third suspect that has not been identified. Charges against the three suspects will be presented to a future grand jury. The Ohio Attorney General's office says about 3/4 of sexual assault kits have been tested. The state says they have received more than 13,000 sexual assault kits. Attorney General Mike DeWine launched the testing initiative in 2011 and says suspects have been indicted in hundreds of cases. Legislation that took effect last year required that any untested sexual assault kits be submitted by law enforcement agency to a crime lab. Rape kits from new cases are required to be submitted within a month after investigators determine a crime was committed. Ohio University will provide a new LGBT living community to all identifying lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender freshmen and sophomores. The new living community is in addition to the gender-neutral housing on campus. The living community will have a capacity of 10 to 15 students, according to Delphine Bautista, the director of the OU LGBT Center. Next year marks the 4th year for gender-neutral housing options provided by the university. And Kaiser's Barbecue is applying for a liquor license that would allow for consumption of alcohol and carryout of beer and wine. Owner Sean Kaiser says he plans to install a craft beer growler filling station with 8 taps. Some of these taps will feature craft beer from Athens' 3 breweries and other beers. Kaiser also says the restaurant will offer wine and 1 signature liquor drink. Growlers and bottles of wine would also be available for carryout. The Wisconsin primary results are in. We'll have an in-depth look at the results and the race going forward. That story, plus one city is making strides with parental pay. All these stories and more when Newswatch returns.
Really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open.
You can go to them with pretty much anything. Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like I'm having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us.
Ohio University students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere.
Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.
The student body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home. My professors really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open.
You can go to them with pretty much anything.
Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like I'm having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us. Ted Cruz and Bernie Sanders winning their party's primaries in Wisconsin, inflicting tough losses on frontrunners in the race for the White House. Mary Maloney reports.
God bless the great state of Wisconsin.
Ted Cruz winning Wisconsin. Wisconsin voters packed the polls, each making their pick for president.
Welcome to Waukesha.
Donald Trump spending much of his time in the Badger State, hoping to convince last-minute voters.
I think you're going to have a big turnout. You're going to have a great surprise.
In the end, the state went to Ted Cruz.
3 weeks ago, the media said Wisconsin was a perfect state for Donald Trump. But the hard-working men and women of Wisconsin stood and campaigned tirelessly to make sure that tonight was a victory for every American.
But every candidate has a shot of winning Wisconsin delegates. Yes, even the man Trump and Cruz want out of the race, John Kasich.
Both of them said that I'm taking their votes from their voters. I'm finally starting to get attention. People are finally starting to hear my message.
There are 8 congressional districts. The Republican winner of each district gets 3 delegates. Cruz, being the winner of the state, automatically is awarded 18 delegates, making a total of 42 delegates up for grabs.
We won in Wisconsin.
Bernie Sanders celebrating Wisconsin. Democrats have a total of 86 delegates. Those delegates are awarded proportionally based on the overall vote. Sanders, although winning Wisconsin, has an uphill climb to catch up to Hillary Clinton in the delegate race. But he says he's not quitting anytime soon. As Clinton looks forward to the next big race, New York.
I believe the values of New York are the values of America.
I'm Mary Maloney reporting.
The next caucus for the Democratic Party is this Saturday for the state of Wyoming, and the next primary for the Republican and Democratic Party is on Tuesday, April 19th for the state of New York. And John Kasich has the backing of a retired 4-star general. Today, General Michael Hayden announced his support for Kasich for president. Hayden is a retired Air Force general. He served as the director of the CIA from 2006 to 2009 and as the director of the NSA from 1999 to 2005. Hayden released a statement saying, quote, Kasich is the one candidate in the entire field with the best experience, expertise, and leadership skills required to be commander-in-chief, end quote. San Francisco is set to become the first city in U.S. to require fully paid parental leave. New parents will be able to get 6 weeks of fully paid leave in order to bond with their new child. The law will apply to both full-time and part-time employees. California already requires that employees receive 55% of their pay for up to 6 weeks. The new rule will require companies in San Francisco to pay workers the remaining 45% of their wages during family leave. It's aimed at businesses with more than 20 employees. While families support the measure, some business owners are frustrated.
This will definitely help anybody that's out there that's having children and they can't fund their children while they're off from work.
We have, of course, the minimum wage law that we passed 2 years ago that puts us ahead of everybody in the region. And then we also have gross receipts tax, which is our own city tax. So we have things that, when added up, make San Francisco one of the most expensive places in the country to do business.
The bill will be implemented in January of 2017. And over to the East Coast, New York Mayor Bill de Blasio signed the bill to ban smokeless tobacco in sports stadiums. The crackdown will be in sports venues and recreational areas that issue tickets across the city, including Citi Field and Yankee Stadium. The ban will also extend to e-cigarettes. San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Boston have recently banned dipping and chewing at its ballparks. A similar ordinance was passed in Chicago last month, which will go into effect mid-June. And on Wall Street today, stocks rise after oil climbs 5%. Here's a look at stocks of local interests.
Well, we had a frosty start. A lot of us had to scrape the car off this morning. That ice was a bit of a problem, especially in the hollows and the river valleys in some portions of the region. But I'll let you know if it'll be time to put that in the toolbox coming up.
Everybody here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home.
Ohio University students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere.
Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.
The student body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home. My professors really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open.
You can go to them with pretty much anything.
Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like I'm having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us.
Well, good evening, everybody. I'm Jeremy Littman from the Newswatch Weather Center, and I've got to let you know about these red flag warnings. They expire at 8 o'clock for a pretty large portion of our area right now. As you see, a lot of them stretch up to the north, so you folks watching us in Muskingum County, you are under a red flag warning until 8 o'clock. As we go all the way out to the east, where it is drier right now around Marietta, where the state of the state is happening, up towards Woodsfield and Monroe County, you're still under that red flag warning because the humidity is still quite dry where you are. But that is changing, and the temperatures are showing that right now. As we take a look at what's going on, we've got 64 to the east in Cambridge, the northeastern portion of our area, 58 in Columbus, all the way down to the south. We've got 67 in Ironton right now, and that shows you what's going on in the changing weather pattern. To the west, we have cooler conditions, and we are warmer as we head towards the east and northeast, and 66, our good friends up in Wetzel County in New Martinsville, West Virginia. Let's take a look at what's going on ALMANAC today. You see the big change in our weather. 67 the high where we topped out a few hours ago here in Athens. The low of only 24. That's when I mentioned a lot of folks had to have the scraper, and they had to take that dreaded ice off the car. But I think we will not have that problem for the next few days. As you see, our record 88 back in a very warm year of 2010, and way back prior to 1900, we had a low of 21 degrees. As we take a look at what's going on right now, you see that we have this low pressure right over Chicago and northern Illinois, and it's moving across Lake Michigan. Cold front is actually a little bit further along right on the Indiana-Ohio border right now. And as we take a look at tonight, look at the front draped to our west still a bit, but our western counties will be seeing the front moving through. And look at all that snow, thankfully, going to the north of us, but we will be having some rain. And let's take a look at that forecast. Tonight we're going to be seeing lows in the 40s with rain likely throughout the area and gusty winds. Pretty confident the red flag will expire, and we'll have gusty wind showers likely 52 tomorrow, southwesterly winds 10 to 15. As we take a look at tomorrow, you see those highs 40s to the north, and we'll have a 7-day forecast that will see a changing weather pattern. Only 39 on Saturday with a slight chance of snow showers. I'll have full details about what's going on with that when we wrap up the program. Back to you, Erica.
Thanks, Jeremy. One little girl from Ohio experienced a touching moment with Pope Francis. Lizzie Myers has Usher syndrome type 2, a rare genetic disorder that will likely cause the 5-year-old to lose both her hearing and her sight. Her parents have created a visual bucket list for her to see as much as possible before losing her sight. That brought the family to Italy, where today they visited Vatican City and got to meet Pope Francis. You can see Pope Francis speaking with Lizzie, gently touching her face and each of her eyes. He then kisses her on the top of her head. Usher syndrome is so rare that approximately only 1 in 17,000 people in the United States have been diagnosed with it. And now Kellyanne for sports.
I'm Kellyanne Stitz. Coming up in sports, the Ohio softball team swept Kent State in a doubleheader yesterday. Find out who showed up to really play.
Really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open.
You can go to them with pretty much anything.
Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like I'm having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us.
Ohio University students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere.
Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.
The student body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home. My professors really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open.
You can go to them with pretty much anything.
Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like I'm having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us.
Welcome back, I'm Kellyanne Stitz. Ohio baseball brought home a win last night over Eastern Kentucky. The Bobcats defeated their Ohio Valley Conference opponent on the road 10-4, breaking their 2-game losing streak. The majority of the damage came from the top of the order. Senior third baseman John Adrian notched his team-high 13th multi-hit game, and junior center fielder Mitch Longo logged his 12th multi-hit outing of the season. The team will host a 3-game conference series against Eastern Division rival Buffalo this weekend. First pitch is set for 6 p.m. Friday. Ohio's baseball sisters team continued the Bobcats' winning streak yesterday. The Lady Cats swept Mid-American Conference East foe Kent State in a doubleheader at home. Redshirt junior pitcher Savannah Jo Dorsey showed no mercy, notching 23 total strikeouts on the day. Ohio's offense jumped all over Kent State in the bottom of the fourth in Game 1 and stood their ground on defense to secure a 4-1 win. The Cats carried that momentum into Game 2, securing the sweep and series win. The Lady Cats will take on the Toledo Rockets on the road next. First pitch is set for Friday at 1 p.m. Moving on from the MAC to the major leagues, the Indians weren't as lucky as our Bobcats. The extra day and cold conditions really didn't bother the Red Sox, who defeated the Cleveland Indians yesterday 6-2. Debutee David Price had ice in his veins and struck out 10 batters and won his weather-delayed first start for Boston. Veteran David Ortiz began his farewell tour on a high note with a 2-run homer, leading the Red Sox to the win. The Indians will have a shot at redemption tonight when they host the Red Sox in the second of the 3-game road series. First pitch is set for 6:10 p.m. Two of the youngest teams in the major leagues will match up again tonight. The Cincinnati Reds hope to continue their winning streak against the Philadelphia Phillies. A pair of young hurlers will take the mound in tonight's game as the Red Sox seek their 6th straight victory over the Phillies. Starter Jeremy Hellickson delivered 6 strong innings for the visitors, but the Reds pounded Philadelphia's bullpen for 5 runs in the 8th en route to a 6-2 win Monday. The Phillies will get another shot at victory tonight against the Reds at 7 p.m. From the diamond to the hardwood, women's college basketball wrapped up its season last night with the NCAA National Championship. UConn capped a perfect season and clutched their 4th consecutive national championship win over Syracuse 82-51. UConn finished the season at a 38-0, the 6th unbeaten season in program history, and extended its winning streak to 75 games. Brenna Stewart helped carry the team and won her 4th Final Four Most Outstanding Player award. She finished with 24 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists. X Factors Stewart, Tuck, and Jefferson all dominated in their final game together. The Cleveland Cavaliers looked very impressive last night as they beat the Milwaukee Bucks 109-80. The Cavs did a good job of moving the ball around the perimeter with speed and precision until they found an open man. When J.R. Smith is given the time and room, he often doesn't miss. Smith recorded 21 points and went 7 of 11 from behind the arc. Kevin Love added 17 points and shot 3 for 6 from the three-point range. Cleveland had a season high with 18 three-pointers. The Cavs will look to continue the winning streak tonight against the Pacers. Game tonight is set for 7 p.m. I'm Kellyanne Stitz, and that's it for sports. Back to you, Jeremy.
Thanks, Kellyanne. Lows in the 40s tonight just about everywhere, and we're going to see the rain moving through. So you want to be sure to take the extra precautions on the roads. And tomorrow we're going to be looking at highs in the 50s with more rain. The 7-day forecast with a slight chance of snow coming up near the end of the week. The high only 39 degrees on Saturday, so be sure to stay tuned with us here at WOUB. We'll have the full details on that possibility of wintry weather and a warmer next week. As we have high of 65 degrees, look at that. A warm day, and then we're going to stay in the 50s, which is a little bit below average, but thankfully a little consistent for this time of year. Back to you, Erica.
Thanks, Jeremy. Stay tuned to WOUB. Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on your public television station. And that does it for our broadcast this evening. Thank you for watching. I'm Erica King. Stay tuned for the PBS NewsHour coming up next. And remember, you can find the latest news anytime at WOUB.org. Have a great night, everyone.
Students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere.
Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're